Hello everybody, Ace here, giving it to you straight with day 71 of the video log challenge, and today I wanted to talk to you all about what is intuition and what's this got to do with star seeds. Alright, so today I decided to do another hemisync meditation in the morning, and over the last week I'd say I've been getting imbued with deeper and deeper understandings of the starseed journey, deeper and deeper understandings of intuition, deeper and deeper understandings of time and how it really works in the universe, and then kind of what the whole point of the starseed journey is and what our part is in that. Now, becoming the Ascended Masters, being the Ascended Masters incarnate in form at this time to then shepherd humanity forward and help them grow, evolve, and ascend into the fifth dimension. Now, what my intuition, because that's really what the hemisync thing was all about, was exploring intuition. And so what they do is the way I have it, they take you to sense 12, which to me is my consciousness is outside the planet. Basic sense 12, I'm kind of in a starship over the planet, and my consciousness can envelop the whole planet. And then they want you to go into deeper layers of sense 12, and so I just imagine myself being brought out and looking at the entire Milky Way galaxy. And then from there, I feel that was a good place for me to start engaging with my intuition, because your intuition is everything that has been, is, and ever will be. We've been saying that, we've heard it, but we really don't understand what that means. I didn't until today. And what I've gathered is that we've already done this, guys. We literally have already walked this path. We've already walked this journey. We've already ascended. We've already accomplished the Earth Saga. And our intuition and our higher self is a billion years, billions of years into the future, right? Into a future now moment. And the way this works is basically when we are going through our lives and we ask a question or we feel something or we know to do something and we know that's our intuition, the reason we know what to do is because we've already done it and most likely already made the wrong choice. And that's the point of this entire sojourn, this entire journey through the earth realm, through 3D form and through reincarnation and karma and all that, was to do it enough times, repeatedly, over and over again, until finally you can live that one life that takes you from the third density consciousness to the fifth density consciousness to the sixth density consciousness, and then ascend into the seventh. Because I believe, and this is what I've been imbued with, is that you cannot hold form when you're in the seventh density or above. That's what I heard. That could be subject to change. That could be subject to a different interpretation. Again, what resonates, keep. What doesn't, let go. But please continue watching this video. Just kidding. But anyway, what I was talking about with this intuition is our intuition knows what's best for us because it's done what's not best for us in the past. We've done this before. We're literally walking through this movie. Really, we're walking through a movie of ascension now, right? And we're walking through this movie Ascension, but yet everything's happening in real time, and there's still free will, so we still have a choice to pick the less optimal timeline. But because we are star seeds, and because we have that access to our higher self, to our oversoul, to the Akash, to everything that is, has been, and ever will be, for us to choose a choice that may not be the best or the most optimal. That's why we get that feeling. That's why we get almost sick to our stomachs, because it's just not. This isn't the life to do that. This isn't the life to have an experience. This isn't the life to. Yes, we're gonna have experiences. Yes, we're gonna have love and all that stuff. But we've done now all of that. We have done all that in all of these thousands of lives that we've lived. Now it's time to shed. Now it's time to not only remember all of the fragments and fractals that we've lost throughout the thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of lives and lifetimes that we've lived, but now is the time to start shedding all of those misconceived notions, shedding all those old programs, shedding all of that trauma, shedding all of that stuff. So you're basically cleaning this temple, you're cleaning your consciousness, and you're preparing yourself for ascension. Because we've been there, we've done that, and we're tired, and we don't want to come back and do it again. Some of us will. Hey, maybe I will. But as of right now, I just don't think I want to lose myself again for maybe the 100,000th time. I'm done. And so what I've really come into in this last month, over the last month between December and January now, what I've come into is just this understanding that this is really potentially our last hurrah, and that our intuition is actually guiding us to finally ascend, graduate Earth School, and move on to whatever that next part is on this sojourn. And what I've been gathering more on top of that is we have the potentiality now as God creator beings, as the ones who have access to our higher self, our soul fractals, our oversoul, to God, to the angels, to everything, right? We have complete access now. And you have to believe it, you have to trust it, and you got to play with it. Because the more you believe in it, the more you believe it's real, the more real it will become for you, because we are the consciousness fractal of God that is co-creating on this planet right now. But something I've realized through some Western psychology when I was doing accelerated resolution therapy earlier this year for PTSD, where they use rapid eye movement like that. They do this, they make your eyes go back and forth, and it puts you into a lower parasympathetic state, and that allows you to get out of fight or flight and then move from the left brain into the right brain and start actually reworking those programs. That's how I was able to not only learn but address the old programs from my past in meditation, is because I had someone help me get into meditation that way with a little bit of hypnosis. It's awake hypnosis, and it just brings you down and it calms you down, and then you can actually access yourself. And you're not fighting with yourself anymore, you're fretting or freaking out. Now you're actually calm, cool, collected, almost sitting on a couch with yourself, and you're like, okay, what's going on? What do I need to do? Where is this coming from? And I was able to let it go. But what also helped me with that was it helped me get deeper understanding of intuition. It helped me build stronger faculties within my higher self, within my elemental body, within all of the fractals of God and light that are helping me on this journey right now. And what it's unlocked is, we can, in this now moment, right, we can go into our quantum, right, this is our quantum computer, we can go into our quantum field, the realm of possibility. We can go back into our past, into a memory from our past, right, like a trauma or an event that maybe our heart was broken, or maybe there was a vacation that really messed us up because it didn't turn out the way we wanted. We can literally go back and give our younger selves advice and prayer and love and light. And we can actually help them in real time get through whatever it is that they're getting through that we remember it to be. And that is actually how we clear up and shore up our timeline, so that we're actually on the most optimal timeline at this point in time. And it's the same concept as a billions year old you, intuition, higher self, going back in time, so to speak, to this point in time and going, this is what you need to do. I remember what you were doing here. Maybe you should try that. Have you thought about this? And you can actually feed yourself, your past version of yourself, a past now moment of yourself, with information, knowledge, resource, guidance, support, love, light, anything they need to get through there, which will actually help then you improve this now moment, because you're actually going back and you're mending your timeline, you're optimizing your timeline by healing the traumas there. And then now in this moment, all you got to do is let go of the programs from your past that are not actually real. And then from there, now you've not only rooted the trauma, you've addressed it from your past, now you've let it go. In the present, you've recreated a program for the future, and now you move forward, and boom, now you're still on that optimal timeline, and you don't have all of that dread. So I went on vacation with this one woman a couple years back, and it ended up being a pretty horrible vacation. And her and I just didn't connect that well, and it just wasn't that great. And so I decided to play around with this theory a couple months ago and see if I could change the person that I went on that vacation with, actually in my mind's eye. And so I went into a deep meditative state. I thought about that entire vacation. I removed that one person. I put in a new person. I've only met them once or twice, but I was like, you know what? This person seemed cool. Let me put this person in there and see if it takes. And what's crazy is now I can still remember the real memory. I already know who it is. But when I think about that vacation, the person I put in place of the other person that kind of hurt me is actually in there first. And I don't have that trigger I don't have that triggering memory, that triggering feeling, that triggering connection to a person, because now in my memory, it's a completely different person that I don't have that soul connection to, that actually felt like it was breaking my heart. I just wanted to play around with it and see if it worked, and it absolutely worked. Now, that's not to say don't go, I don't know if you want to do this, but I don't necessarily want to go back and change my whole life. So what I started doing more so is going back into those hard times in my life, especially when I was a kid, especially when I was going through the most trauma, and just going, and going through and speaking with him and praying to him and loving him and guiding him and giving him advice and giving him support and giving him love. And who's to say that the only reason I got through those times as a kid with all the praying I did, right, and all the receiving, all the channeling, wasn't me now doing that for me then. This is a very complex consciousness. It's a very complex simulation. It's a very complex universe, and it's all perfect and beautiful. And so the reason I really wanted to talk to you all about intuition, higher self, and a starseed is because we've done this already, guys. We've done this already. We're just remembering. We're healing. We're bringing everything back together. We're rediscovering. We're re-uncovering who we are, what we are, and why we're here. And now that's what's left, is to be that we have always been, and believe it. Because that's the hard part right now, is believing all of this stuff. Believing that you're anointed. Believing that you have been tapped to lead the entire human species into this next dimension. To believe that you are good enough. To believe that you are enough. To believe that you know enough. You understand enough. You've walked a long enough path. That is your work now, Starseeds. That is your work, is to believe in yourselves all the time. 1,000% dedication to yourself. 1,000% trust in yourself, in your intuition, in your higher self, in your path forward. That is our jobs now. There's no more figuring things out. There's no more any of that stuff. It's not even this, we're not even going to manifest the same way we manifested as other people do. So if you're comparing yourselves to other earthly humans, you're not an earthly human. Sorry. You're a fractal of God in a human form, and so are they, but they haven't unlocked that fractal of God yet. That's the difference between us and humans, is that we remembered how to be. We remembered we were beings first in a human vehicle. They are still attached to that human journey. They are still attached to that human vehicle. They are still their trials and tribulations, and therefore we can only shepherd them. We can only way show for them, but we can't bring them anywhere with us, because they will bring us back down, fall from grace into our human stuff, when we're not being the masters that we have always been. I'm going to go into a deeper video next, I believe, but I'm going to leave you with this. I truly believe we were the ones to help build this planet. I believe we knew Mother Gaia, also known as beloved Virgo. I believe we knew her in corporeal form before she became a planet. I believe we helped her build her body. I believe we helped lay ley lines. I believe we helped seed the planet. I believe we helped to do all the things to get the planet to this point right now. And this is why we're awakening to do what we're doing in this Earth Saga, is because we have been here from the very beginning. We have walked the entire Earth path with this planet, helping her, remembering with her, walking, and educating humans, and living the path, and doing it all. We've been doing it for millions of years, however long, right? And now this is the time for us to graduate Earth School and move up to an even higher density level, to become potentially a council member, to become potentially a galaxy builder. The possibilities are endless. But right now is the time to remember that. Right now is the time to shed all of the human misconceived crap that is not true, that we are not. Now is the time to learn to fully embody the human elemental that has been with us in every form. I'll go deeper into that. And now is the time that we remember and come together and truly raise the vibration of this planet exponentially more quickly. We're all remembering. We're all putting back together again. And now is the time where we help others do the same. But we can't do that if we're giving ourselves to all of the humans who have not chosen to surrender to something bigger than themselves and give their life over. We've given this life over to something bigger than us. Other humans are still living their lives for them. And if we surrendered this life to something bigger than us, then we may have to do some things we don't necessarily want to do, or our human doesn't want to do, because it's uncomfortable, or because it ruffles feathers, or because it requires cutting people out. It requires us being a lion. But it's the time for us to be that lion. It's time for us to be that leader, that healer, that way shower. And the only way we can do that is if we do it within ourselves first, if we lead ourselves first and we be the beacon. No more anchors. No more anchoring ourselves to other people, to other situations, to circumstances, to trials, to tribulations, to any of that human simulated BS that's here to help us grow. We don't need that to grow anymore. What we need is just to remember and to be and to continue being as the best version of ourselves as we can in each moment. And from there, eventually, one day we'll be given the choice to ascend or continue to move forth in this earthly realm. But we are not going back to sleep, and we're not going back into the past. And this is not the new normal. We're in a continuous state of expansion, and we're just at the precipice. This is going to be a wonderful, wonderful adventure. I'm so grateful for all of you to join me on this journey of remembering, of putting back together again, of discovering. This has been such a wild ride this year, and I just know it's just the first year of the rest of our lives. It's the first moment of the rest of our lives, and it's absolutely perfect. So I hope you gain a little bit more clarity on your path today. I hope you get a little bit further on your journey. I hope you can bring in a little bit more love into your heart so that you can see that you've done this from the very beginning. You know how to be human. Now it's time to ascend to being human, to be that human being, so that we can then ascend to that, become that master, and then do whatever it is that God needs us to do in this life and future moments past this life. So if you liked what you've seen and heard today, hit that like button. If you want to join the Army of Energy, hit that subscribe button. If you want to follow me on Instagram, it's army_of_energy on Instagram. I just decided to make an account. I think I converted an old account. And Dirt, guys. I'm a brand partner on Dirt now. I'm going on week 8. I just started Gold and Black together, and I'm cutting out even more. The toxicity, my toxic load is reducing even more. I have a sustained energy all day, and my body's healing even more quickly. So if you really want some help on fixing this body so that you can finally transcend it, hit me up. I would love to help you. With that, I hope you have a wonderful day, an even better evening, and I'll see you all tomorrow at the same time. Take care and goodbye.